Charlie, can you tell us about the eagle story?
Well, the eagle story, which was kind of the inspiration behind the first book, I read in a book by Anthony DeMello. And then I found out a lot later, I actually heard him on tape, that he kind of told the story in different kinds of ways. And then I found out that it's in a lot of cultures, and it's actually a well-known story around the world that's told. But the idea was that a farmer one day was out and he found an eaglet's egg and decided to put it under his hen and just have the hen hatch it. And so the hen, being the gracious hen she was, went ahead and was a surrogate mother for this little eaglet and hatched her chickens and the eaglet. And again, knowing only chickenese, so to speak, she went ahead and raised the little eaglet as if it were one of her own. And so we shouldn't be surprised that the little eaglet grew up assuming that he was a chicken. And so he learned to peck at the ground and get some worms and some insects, and some days he would put his feathers out and fly a few feet in the air and come back down just like all the other chickens. And one day, as he got older, he looked up in the sky and he saw this magnificent bird flying in the sky. And he asked his neighbor, he said, "Who's that?" And the neighbor said, "Oh," he said, "that's an eagle. And they're birds of the sky. But we're chickens, and we're birds of the ground." And so the old eagle lived and died a chicken, for that's what he thought he was. And of course, the moral of the story is that most of us have an eagle inside, but we often are afraid to fly, to sprout our wings, to really test our greatness. I think Mandela, after he was released from prison, talked to that issue that what we fear more than anything else is our own greatness. Most people think they're only afraid of what's wrong with them or their weaknesses, but maybe what's even scarier as to who we really might be if we look deep enough and embraced it. And that chicken story so inspired me, and I realized even in my own life that I'd played chicken a long time, and I realized, why did you play chicken so long? And I said, well, it's a kind of a conspiracy. When you're born, you're expected to fit into the backyard chicken culture. Regardless of who you are, there's certain things that start to be expected of you. And so you start living like mamas and daddies and peers and televisions and all this begin to program you, and you begin to decide that's who I am. And quite often, many people live their lives feeling there's something missing. And quite often what that missing is that they fail to embrace the ego within. And it doesn't even mean you'd have to change your profession. It just means you'd live whatever you're living as that eagle rather than embracing it as a chicken. And so I thought, well, wouldn't it be neat if we looked at it from the point of view that it's a chicken conspiracy and that we're really hiding the ego within. And so that's kind of how that story influenced how I was thinking.